2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things, and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. This video is going to be about we shall suffer straight things in hopes for the wide. Or the righteous shall suffer straight things in hopes for the wide. Right? Because when you actually come into this thing and want to repent and turn back to the Most High, you gonna suffer. You know, everything is not gonna be all peachy and creams and, you know, dandelions and roses. You know, it's not gonna be easy. You know, that's the whole point of it. You know, you gotta be tried. And you gotta be brought through the fire, which that's his tests and trials and tribulations. Hold on to Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8 through 9. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire. This is that 2/3 and the 1/3. Where we get that from. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh is my power. And that's exactly what it is, because you in that 1/3, you're being brought through that fire, you're being tested. You know, you gotta be faithful unto death. And it's that true test, especially Jacob's trouble, that hour of temptation. You know, that's where a true test gonna come in. But always remember though, as long as you turn back to him and put your trust in him, you gonna be good. You know. Matter of fact, this is Isaiah 65 and 13. Says, therefore, thus saith the Most High, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Right. So he's literally telling you, man, as long as you trust in him and have a little bit of faith, you know, he just wants the faith of a mustard seed. That's a small amount of faith. As long as you have that, he gonna take care of you. You know, the Most High gonna take care of you. You don't have to worry about a thing, because he said, my servants gonna eat, my servants gonna drink, my servants gonna rejoice. Let's see. Got another one. It's going to be Ecclesiasticus or Sirach. Chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble. Right? You got to be prepared to be tested. You got to be prepared to be tempted when you come to serve the Lord. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy end, at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. That's the other thing. You gotta be patient, because impatience will have you falling out. And what we just said in this verse 5, we just in Zechariah, about the third part being brought through the fire, verse 5 says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee." So like I said, my servant shall eat, drink, and rejoice. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Let's see. It's Isaiah 48. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, "For my name's sake shall I defer mine anger, and for my praise I will refrain from thee. And behold, that I cut thee not off." Salakia. Verse 10, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." And that's what it's about. This is going to be adversity. It's going to be affliction. You got to go through it. This is Acts. You got to go. It's going to be much tribulation. Shall you enter into the kingdom? It's Acts 14:22. It says, "Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God." And that's exactly it there. You're going to have to go through it. You got to go through the fire. Now, see, you got two choices. Either you can go through the fire and be refined as gold and be tried and be refined, or you can go through the fire and be destroyed. I trust me, you prefer to be tried and refined as gold is tried and refined rather than be tried and destroyed. Because, and see, this got gonna go to Hebrews 12:7. "If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?" So, if the Most High didn't punish us for the things that we did, we are not his sons. Think about this. Esau is not considered his son. Matter of fact, Esau is a bastard, according to him. And Esau gets to do all manner of wickedness throughout the planet Earth, with what it seems to be no punishment. Like I said, it seems to be, because Esau got his coming at the end. But see, we were dealt with immediately. When we went off, the Most High took care of that. He didn't let it build up. And see, a part of suffering those straight things, the straight things goes back to that straight and wide gate. Because that straight gate is narrow, hard to find, full of trouble. That wide gate is easy to find. Everybody, or that wide path, easy to find. Everybody finds it. Everybody goes that way because it's the easy way. It's Matthew 7:13. "Enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction." That wide gate, that broad gate that everybody takes, the easy thing is lead to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. So many gonna find that gate. And many gonna go into that gate. That's why, even amongst our people, 2/3 has to be cut off. That's more than 1/3. "Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." Right. And with that, with going through that on that straight path, we gotta endure. We gotta endure it all the way to the end. We can't give up. We can't fall out. We can't go halfway, and then it's too much, and then it's out. No, you gotta make it all the way to the end. But this is Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you got to make it unto the end to be saved. You can't just, as a Christian church say, you can't just call on Jesus and you automatically saved. You got to endure it to the end. You got to be brought through that fire, through the furnace of affliction, the furnace of adversity. You got to go through that. Let's see. I want to get this too. I want to get what actually we're working for. What's at the end of that straight path? This is going to be 2 Ezra chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 1. So that furnace of adversity, furnace of affliction, being brought through that fire to be tried, all that, that where we suffer in these straight things and hope for the wide. Let's see what the wide is at the end of the straight path. Because you got to go on that narrow path to make it to the wide. This 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, which had been sent unto me the night before. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. So the wide place, that sea, it's gonna be it's gonna be deep. It says deep and great. I mean, there's so much there that you can't even fathom it. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come to the broad? Exactly. You have to go to the straight gate in order to make it to the wide, to the broad, to see what's the good. You got to go through that. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. And see, we're trying to make it to that city on that broad field that's full of all good things. Not some good things, but all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. And that's how great it is. You got to really work for this, man. Ultimately, the Most High has to choose you, but you have to really work for it. This ain't something that you just, that's easy. You lax your days are easy to make it through. No, you got to work for that. You got to go through that fire. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Right. We have to pass through the danger that's before the city in order to receive this inheritance, this promise that Yahweh Hashem Hawashai promised us from the beginning. We're going to be heirs, princes, prince of the powers. And that's exactly, that's what Yasharallah, Israel. We are the prince of the power. Verse 10, and I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. And that's true. This is our portion. The kingdom of heaven is our portion. It's Israel's portion. And for Israel, Yasharallah, for our sakes, he made the world. So thus, in order for us to get to our inheritance, our portion, we have to suffer the straight things in order to get to the wide. We got to go enter in at that straight gate, because narrow is the way that leadeth unto life. So, with that, hope you were edified. Shalom.